One simple trait, one simple habit can stop you from achieving your sales goals this year. I had a meeting yesterday with a client and I saw this trait manifest, and I'm going to show you how to avoid this from manifesting in your life this year, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, there are three keys for anybody to meet any sales targets. Three keys. This means if you are deficient or deficient in any of these three, you can be sure that the targets that has been set for you as a salesperson will not be met. And what are these three things? Number one, you must ensure you have the right mindset. Number two, you must ensure you have the right selling skills. And number three, you must ensure you have the right work ethics. I saw in demonstration yesterday someone who had not pre-set his mindset for success and for victory in sales. Because it looked like when the pressure had come in, when the boss started asking about the numbers, how far were the numbers, what's the updates, you could see like a sense of defeat. You could see like excuses springing up. And I observed that what the reason for that, why were the excuses springing up? It was a lack of understanding in a particular area, and that area is understanding what work really means. A lot of times people expect things, okay, like there's a saying, whenever you set on a course to achieve something, it seems to always be more difficult than you anticipated. Who knows? I'm sure you know what I'm saying. You decide you're going to start to do a particular thing, you're going to get a sales job, you're going to go into sales, you now get into sales. You now realize that to close a sale really takes me so long to actually do, because you thought initially that based on how you saw salespeople on the outside, it was just going to be bam, 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 closing everybody you meet. But when you realize you have to call the person, you have to follow up before you have to even sell the appointment before you even got the meeting in the first place was an issue. Then when you got the meeting, before the person gave you the attention, when you were done, before you had to follow up till this deal was closed. After the deal was closed, you had to follow up with the in-house operations to fulfill. All these things are not supposed to stress you, because you're supposed to understand what work means. When we say we go to work, I'm going to work, think of the very essence of the word work. Work means labor. Work means labor. This means there will be difficulty. There will be stress. It is expected. Now, when you know that this is expected, think of someone who goes to a particular factory. At the very early years in this world, at the industrial age, when people went to work, they went to a factory. Now imagine how a factory worker feels at the end of the day. He's possibly spent because he went to work. Now, I went through the dictionary definition today of work, and another word for work, when you think of work, is labor. Labor. Labor means the physical or mental efforts people exert to produce goods or services. The physical or mental efforts people exert to produce results. In order to produce results in sales, you must exert physically, you must exert mentally. Don't underestimate and say, why is it so difficult to produce so little? The Bible says, in all labor, there is profit. Sometimes the reason why it's so difficult to produce and you produce so little could possibly be lack of knowledge, meaning you don't have enough information about how things work. Part of labor, part of work is going through the rigor of getting the information, going through the rigor of getting the knowledge that you require. Maybe you're just joining this channel for the first time, just seeing me for the first time. You need to go through the videos on this channel. I met someone at an event sometime in November last year, and the lady walked up to me and she says, Are you Iyore? I said, yes. Oh, wow. I've been following you on YouTube. Thank you so much. I said, how did you discover us on YouTube? She said, one of my colleagues at work. He started to watch. All of a sudden, he was meeting his sales targets. And I had to ask him, what happened to you? He said, man, he's following one guy, Iyore, on YouTube. And that thing has helped his sales. So we already have testimonials of how this channel has helped a lot of people's sales. Come on this channel. Go through and watch a lot of the videos. Set it on a schedule for yourself. You will see your sales transform and change. Because it takes time to master certain concepts. Now, you shouldn't be afraid that it takes time. That's part of the work. That's part of the labor that a lot of people run away from, that affects the kind of results they produce at the end of the year. What would you rather have? Would you rather end this year and at the end of the year, you have added so much weight, you are so relaxed, no stress, but you don't have any money, but you're not top salesperson in the organization. In fact, you're at the bottom. Or would you rather end the year? You may have lost some weight. Yes, you may feel stressed out, worn out because you pushed so hard, but you're number one. But your bank account is fat. You just have to pick one side. And I'll advise you, pick the second part. Because when the money is there, when the victory is there, you can always bounce back quickly. So, ladies and gentlemen, work ethics. When we say work, let's define what work is in the context of sales now. I've talked about work in terms of labor and the effort you need to put in physically and mentally. And don't think it is too much. It is never too much, meaning the work that produces the results is the work that is sufficient. If it is not producing results, it's not sufficient yet. Now, when it comes to sales, the aspect of work we must look at is the aspect of ensuring that you meet up with the numbers that drive the results. What are the numbers that drive the results? Number of calls, number of meetings, emails that need to be sent, or proposals, as the case may be. Whatever numbers that are driving the results, give it attention. Don't say things like, I'm already having 4 meetings per day. You're already having 4 meetings per day, but those 4 meetings you're having per day are not producing anything at the end of the month. Ladies and gentlemen, you have not done work yet. In fact, you may need to call yourself the other word. You've not done enough work yet. What do you need to do? Increase the number of meetings. Move it from 4 to 8. Then say to yourself, let's see how this produces at the end of this month. If it has not produced, increase it again till you see the outcome. Now, as you increase it, you check. How's my pitch doing? What am I saying? Am I asking the right questions? Are my questions pre-planned? I'm just coming up with random questions from my head. Am I speaking with conviction? Do I know the products enough? Am I targeting the right audience? Am I profiling correctly? You're checking all these things pari passu. Because the more meetings you have, the more engagements you have, it gives you time to perfect and improve your sales process and improve how you go about your pitching, how you go about your profiling, how you go about your prospecting. It improves you across the entire sales process. So if you put these things to work with this right mindset about what work means, you would have a great year, you will have a great month, and you will walk in victory. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't liked, please share this video with others. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe here. If you haven't watched the next video, please watch the next video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Talk to you soon.